here on the Louisiana Hayride. His name is Hank Williams, the drifting cowboy.
On the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Emmylou Harris.
Hi, folks. This is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer Michael Jonathan.
Here's a beautiful old song. It's titled Shenandoah. It means beautiful daughter of the stars. Shenandoah, I long to see you all the way. You golden river, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. Across the wide Missouri, Shenandoah, I love your daughter all the way. You golden river, Shenandoah, I do love your daughter away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you all the way. You golden river, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri.
WoodSongs is presented in part by our family of WoodSongs partners, by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and VisitLex.com. inviting people from all over the world to visit our lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music, and art festivals, and more. You can explore everything Kentucky has to offer your family vacation online at KentuckyTourism.com and by the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, supporting professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitars.com.
And welcome everybody to the beautiful historic Scottish Rite Concert Hall here in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, a beautiful concert hall. We're so glad that everybody could join us. We're broadcasting all over the world, from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon, and across Canada. We're celebrating this wonderful, amazing world of grassroots music. Artists come from everywhere to be on our stage. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. Bill Monroe, years ago, said that bluegrass, nobody has made more friends than being in bluegrass music than any other form of music. And that's going to be true, as you find in this show tonight. This is a group of super pickers, bona fide power pickers in the world of bluegrass. They've come together as friends. They've got a beautiful album called The Hills of Carter Family, but they are Carter County, I should say, and they are reintroducing the power and spirit of true traditional bluegrass music. They're going to kick things off with a song called Big Spike Hammer. Please welcome Southern Legacy to the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Spike hammer, Lord, it's busting my side. I've done all I can do to keep that woman, still she's not satisfied. Hey, hey, Delamain, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Delamain, someday. I'm the best hammer swinger in this big section game. Big Bill Johnson is my name. This spike hammer that I swing for $1.50 a day, it's all for my Delamain. Hey, hey, Delamain, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Delamain, I'll get even someday. Hammer that I swing, or the woman that I love, yeah, one's gonna be the death of me. Hey, hey, Delamain, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, Delamain, I'll get even someday. Big spike hammer, big spike hammer.
Name of the song is Big Spike Hammer. It is Southern Legacy. We've got Josh Williams playing a monster guitar on that particular song. Mike Anglin playing bass, Steve Thomas on fiddle. We've got the amazing Ron Block on banjo. We're going to get to him here shortly, but let's say hello to our friend Don Rigsby playing mandolin and vocalist.
Hey, Michael.
So we've known each other for quite a while, and you have been very powerful and passionate in the world of bluegrass. It's a joy and a struggle at the same time, isn't it?
It is.
Well, explain to the audience the world that you're in.
Well, bluegrass music is from the mind of Bill Monroe, and started back in the 1930s, and it's always been kind of like the little brother of country music. But for the longest time, bluegrass and country were the same thing. They just considered it hillbilly music, and then people started putting labels and doing separation and things, and rock and roll came along and about killed everybody. So,
well, you've been at it for a while. You've worked with the great Ralph Stanley, J.D. Crowe. Let's all give our props to J.D. Crowe. You've worked with him. Lonesome River Band. You've worked and you've written songs for so many. I mean, and you are a good East Kentucky Appalachian boy.
I am.
So the formation of Southern Legacy. There's a reason for the name Southern Legacy.
Yes.
And this is a band that you started with Josh Williams at first.
Yeah.
Of course, and then it's assembled into this amazing group that you have now. But explain the name.
Well, all of us collectively probably have 200 years of experience. No kidding. In bluegrass music.
You don't look a day over 30.
You haven't seen me in the morning, but
don't know that I want to.
No, I don't know that I want you to. But we have all been in a lot of different bands. Like Steve played for Bobby and Sonny, the Osborne brothers, and Jim and Jesse, and the Whites, and lots of great bluegrass heritage talent. You go down here, you got Mike. He's played with David Parmley and Continental Divide, and John Cosby, which is a Central Kentucky's staple. And Josh has been studying this stuff since he was this tall. I used to know him when he was shorter than me.
And he's an amazing musician. We're gonna talk to him next. Let's get into the next song. This is a tune. Speaking of Josh, this is a song that's on one of his albums. It's called Mordecai. It is Southern Legacy right here on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
See him in the distance on the trail along the red, his silver head against the mountain sky. And Grandma's face would open up as she saw that it was him, and she'd say, "Daddy, grab a chair, it's Mordecai." And it seemed to me he brought a country store there on his back as he laid it all before us on the ground. And I knew he'd finally reach into that ragged old backpack for the candy that he always brought around. He said, "My papa was a wandering Jew, and it's my fate to be one too. I'll roam these mountain trails until I die. Perhaps one day I'll see my home." Then he smiled and turned to go, and we all say goodbye to Mordecai. Stayed with us, I saw him at his prayers as the last light trickled through the cabin door. He stood before the little yellow candle burning there, softly speaking words I never heard before. And I told him how my grandma said it troubled her mind so, such a fine man wasn't washed in the blood of the Lamb. He smiled and said, "Tell Grandma if it pleases her to know that she and I both pray to the God of Abraham." He said, "My papa was a wandering Jew, and it's my fate to be one too. I'll roam these mountain trails until I die. Perhaps one day I'll see my home." Then he smiled and turned to go, and we all say goodbye to Mordecai. so long now since I left that hillside far behind for a place I've never truly called my home. And more these days I see him walking in my mind through the misty mountain distance all alone. Mordecai was a wandering Jew in my own way. I am one too. I hope to make it home before I die. And if I finally find my way, I'll light a candle at his grave and say one more goodbye to Mordecai.
The song is called Mordecai. It's on one of Josh Williams' albums. And Josh, it's nice to have you here. Thanks for being part of it. Southern Legacy. You and Don talked about forming this band for quite a while before it actually came together.
We did. We spoke about it for probably at least a good 10 or 12 years before it actually came to fruition. So, yeah.
So that's not something that happens right away in any world of music. I mean, putting a band together is not exactly an easy thing to do.
That's correct. And even in the time when we were talking about it, we were both still very busy in our respective careers. You know, I was still at that time working with Rhonda Vincent, of course, and so I was a ways from being able to do something like that. But it was always, you know, he was my first real record producer on my solo career. So, yeah, he produced two of my first solo records.
Didn't J.D. Crowe also produce one
of
your
My most
records?
recent one that I have out was produced by J.D., yeah.
Again, there's that community of friends that are working together. Brag on you a little bit. You're a 3-time IBMA Guitar Player of the Year. So, I mean, 17-time Spigma winner. I mean, you've really accomplished it. But you got to achieve all of this through trial.
Oh, absolutely.
It's through trial. And you and I talked about this beforehand, so you're okay talking about it. But
absolutely.
I mean, you got really sick for a while. You went all the way down to like 130, 140 pounds. You're a tall fella.
Yeah.
And it had to do with drugs.
Yes.
And so how did you overcome that?
Well, for the longest time, it was really just a game of denial. You know, there's not really anything wrong with me. I'm going to prove to everybody else that, you know, that it's not me, it's them or whatever. And then over time, you know, you kind of basically get handed reality whether you want to get it or not. Sure. And for me, I knew that I was dying, and my family was already, you know, trying to get me to stop and all this stuff, and which, you know, and I'm not ashamed to talk about this part of it, because I actually was with Rhonda Vincent when all of this disease really took hold of me. And I did lose that job for a number of years. Mm-hmm. But once I got clean and sober and stuff, I was given the opportunity to right that wrong, and Rhonda gave me another 8 years in her band. But
God bless Rhonda Vincent.
God bless Rhonda Vincent.
Forgiveness is a wonderful healing thing, isn't it?
It really is.
People forgive each other.
Yeah, and for
I'm
me,
sure
it was forgiving myself for all of those things.
Was being a dad part of that process?
It wasn't at first, but here's the crazy part, and this is why I always tell people that God wasn't done with me. You know, I thought that God was done with me, and my dad, on the day that I decided to check myself into a treatment center, my dad told me he was proud of me, and I couldn't understand that because I felt like I was at my lowest. And he said, I asked him why, and he said, because this is a great move that you're doing. I don't know that I would be man enough to ask for help, and I'm proud of the man that you've become. And with doing that, I was there for about 10 days. And while I was there, and I had finally gotten myself where I was kind of feeling okay, you know, being sober, and because a number of days I was still pretty sick, you know, with the withdrawals and whatnot. But I was there about 10 to 12 days, and that's when my wife at the time called me and informed me that she was pregnant. We had no idea that we were, you know, about to become parents, and we found out she was pregnant with my first son, and I remember telling all the people there at the treatment center how excited I was, and they were all like, "Okay," But it was an exciting thing, and I realized in that moment that my life wasn't ending like I thought that it was, but it was truly just beginning.
Well, we're proud of you for that, Josh, and we're so glad that you're healthy.
Thank you.
And you're with a group of friends of yours right now playing amazing bluegrass. You've got an album out called The Hills of Carter County. We're going to talk about that album soon, but this is a tune called Bill from Isonville. It is Southern Legacy on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
Time we'd spend, and without a doubt I'll have to say he was surely my best friend. The day he died, so many cried, hearts broken and so sad. With pride each day I'll always say Bill Rigsby was my dad. My name's Bill from Isonville, yes sir, that's my name. Apple trees and honeybees and cornmeal, that's my game. That's my name. Apple trees and honeybees and cornmeal, that's my game.
Great song, great band. Bill from Isonville is the name of the song. We've got Southern Legacy on for the entire hour. Now that song kicked off with the fiddle player, so let's say hi to the fiddle player, Steve Thomas. Hey, Michael. You quite an accomplished. You've worked with everyone from the Whites to Kenny Chesney and all these albums that you've worked on. I know, yeah, well, a little bit. So I'm going to brag on you a little bit. You are the best mandolin player at the Virginia State Championship when you were just a young little tyke there. You Grand American Fiddle Championship. You won Best Fiddler in Galax, and you're the best fiddler at the World's Fair in Knoxville. I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
That goes back to the days before I got jobs, yeah. I haven't heard of those
Delightfully unemployed, but very accomplished nonetheless,
Thank you
right?
so much.
There's a reason folk rhymes was broke, and so there you go. How old were you when you started the fiddle?
Probably about 13.
So you're just
like that.
just a young tyke. Okay,
Yeah.
well, after we get through our mid-break, we're going to be introduced to a young fiddler that is sort of following in your amazing footsteps. But you're part of Southern Legacy. I mean, how did you get invited into the group? Did they beg you? Did they plead? Did they get on their knees and offer you all kinds?
They asked me if I wanted to be, if I had any inkling or desire to be independently wealthy, and I said no, and they said, "You're hired."
That's right. You can make tens and tens of dollars playing bluegrass,
Actually, I don't know how much I was on their radar. We've all known each other for years. Josh and I did a record on a guitar player 25 years ago, and I met Ron back when I played with the Lost and Found, and you were with the Weary Hearts. That was '85, I think. So we go back a long way, and in the early days, I played with Del McCurry. I started a band called the Lonesome River Band.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well,
but
of course,
before they
they're a
made
big
any
deal.
money, I quit, And but anyway, getting up to the modern time, I played J.D. Crowe Festival 3 years ago now, I think it was. And Ron and I was the only fiddler who showed up from J.D. Crowe's band. I worked with him for 2 years. And so I was on stage with Ron all weekend. Don, I'm sorry. I've got a Ron and a Don in the band, and Don's got a brother named Ron, and I'm just going on and on. So there you go. But sorry, Don. But anyway, he called me shortly after that, and they'd had guys like Aubrey Haney and just great session players play with them, and those guys could come and do some and then not do others, and they were looking for somebody that was interested in being a regular member. And I said, well, who's in the band? And he said, well, Josh Williams and Mike England and Ron Block. And I said, okay.
You're in.
I'm in, yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and check out some of your fiddle in here. We're going to do a good old traditional tune right now, and got about 2 minutes to do it, so let's plow through it. It's Sally Gooden on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. It's the amazing song, Sally Gooden. It is Southern Legacy on for the entire hour. You got Josh Williams, Ron Block, Mike Anglin, Steve Thomas playing that monster fiddle right there, and Don Rigsby. We're going to be back with more of Southern Legacy, and wait till you meet this week's WoodSongs kid. We will be back right after this.
You're listening to WoodSongs Show number 1161, broadcasting around the world by the foothills of Appalachia in Lexington, Kentucky. If you would like to attend a WoodSongs broadcast, you can find reservation and show schedules on our website, woodsongs.com. We'll be back after the break with Southern Legacy and our amazing WoodSongs kid on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. WoodSongs is presented in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism and visitlex.com. WoodSongs is an all-volunteer multimedia front porch for artists worldwide. You can visit our archive of past shows, attend a broadcast while in Kentucky, or become a WoodSongs partner from our website, woodsongs.com.
Hi, friends. This is your old buddy Ralph Stanley, and I'd like to tell you that you're listening to Michael Jonathan and the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
And there is legacy right there, the great Ralph Stanley, and we're so glad to hear his voice and keeping his spirit alive on our show. Welcome, everybody, to our broadcast here in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the magnificent Appalachian Mountains. So much art and music comes from our hometown all the way across the world to your hometowns, and over 500 radio stations. We want to welcome some new affiliates. WWOV-FM in Wheeling, West Virginia, the home of the amazing Wheeling Jamboree, is now broadcasting WoodSongs. WNTE is a brand new affiliate, Commonwealth University in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. WSKV is one of our famous, wonderful hometown area radio stations right here in Stanton, Kentucky. So let's welcome those listeners. WDLG-FM in Dillingham, Alaska, around Bristol Bay, and so many others all over the world. We're also on American Forces Radio Network. It puts this show on the radio, 2 channels in 177 nations, from South Korea to Kuwait, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America gets to hear Southern Legacy on the WoodSongs broadcast. We're on public television coast to coast. We're on the RFD television network. We're also in schools. If you're a teacher or a homeschool parent, go to the WoodSongs website, click on the classroom page. So many of these shows have lesson plans to introduce your kids to this wonderful world of the front porch music that we celebrate on WoodSongs, and that's why this time, every show, we invite a youngster from somewhere in America to come on the broadcast, and they perform one song in the presence of seasoned touring artists. And oh my gosh, Southern Legacy, you talk about 200 years of seasoned touring artists collectively. So we found ourselves a 15-year-old fiddle champion. Let's welcome Owen Hoops. Owen, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you.
So Southern Legacy's album is called Hills of Carter County, and not too far from Carter County is yours. You're in Carroll County, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
And so a little town called Malvern, Ohio. That's where you're from. Mm-hmm. Are you a public school or homeschool?
I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled. That gives you time to practice, doesn't it? But we love our public school kids, and everybody works so hard. And you have won several championships with your fiddle already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now, how often do you practice?
I try to practice every day.
Every day. Now, why did you start the fiddle? Why not the guitar or the banjo? I'm sure you play other instruments besides the fiddle, but you're known for the fiddle, so why that?
Well, I just like the tone that the fiddle produced, and after learning about it, I was actually watching this show, WoodSongs, and I really like the tone of the fiddle, and we found this teacher who was teaching classical music, and again, I mean, I like the sounds of that. It's one of the hardest forms of violin, and so I wanted to learn that. And after watching him teach another kid, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
And now you're on a stage with someone as good as Steve Thomas, right? And that's pretty good for you. So now you are You are going to perform a medley of different traditional tunes, and we were like, you would need a name for this thing, right? And you come up with Cherokee Sally's Red Cabbage Medley. This is what you're calling it. He's 15 years old. He's from Melbourne, Ohio. He's this week's WoodSongs kid, Owen Hoops, on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. That was really good. 15-year-old Owen Hoops from Melbourne, Ohio, and we're going to introduce you to a hero of yours. And he's on tour right now all over the world with Alison Krauss and Union Station. He's won 14 Grammys. He's one of the major personalities in the world of roots music. So let's say hi to Ron Block and his banjo. Being a kid and around music, that's part of your background. Your dad and his music store, right? That's sort of what kicked you off musically, wasn't it?
It did. I watched older guys sitting around playing all the time when I was growing up. It wasn't bluegrass; it was blues and rock and everything you can think of, jazz. But I heard bluegrass when I was about 12 years old, and heard Lester Flatt on television, and Haskell McCormick was playing the banjo, and then I said, "Dad, can I have a banjo? Dad, I want a banjo. Did you get me a banjo yet, Dad? Can I have a banjo?"
And now here you are playing banjo with Alison Krauss and Union Station. For how many years now have you been with them?
Since 1991.
1991, 14 Grammys later. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And you're also doing other projects around the world, and you joined Southern Legacy because you're very interested in the raw traditional part of bluegrass music, aren't you?
Yeah, that's my fundamental basis in my banjo playing is Flatt and Scruggs and Bill Monroe and J.D. Crowe and Jimmy Martin and the Stanley Brothers. All that stuff is in my DNA down there. Of course, then I put a new face on it.
Well, you're well known for that face, so that's a good face. Now, we are going to team you up with our WoodSongs kid. This is Owen Hoops' opportunity to play with a 14-time Grammy-winning banjo player on a major band that's touring all over the world, and he's going to play with you, and you're not nervous at all, are you?
Oh, no, I'm really thankful.
The tune is called Fiddler's Dream. It's our WoodSongs kid, Owen Hoops, playing with the one and the only Ron Block on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. There's a legacy opportunity. He's 15 years old. Owen Hoops on the fiddle, playing with 14-time Grammy winner Ron Block, all part of Southern Legacy. And speaking of Southern Legacy, they've got an amazing new album called The Hills of Carter County. This is the title cut from that brand new record. It is Southern Legacy on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
There's an echo from the hills of Carter County. Oh, my left so far behind. Whippoorwills, bird dogs, and bluegrass all around me. In my heart and on my mind. And the hills of Carter County never faded from my view, 'cause they look like mountains in my memory, and they always make me think of you. In the hills of Carter County, in the hills of Carter County. You always swore you'd live and die in Carter County, but I couldn't help but roll and shaking off those cursed shackles that once bound me. I set out for parts unknown. And the hills of Carter County never faded from my view, 'cause they look like mountains in my memory, and they always make me think of you. In the years rambling made me regret my ever leaving. Now there's too many bridges burned, and the hills of Carter County never faded from my view, because they look like mountains in my memory, and they always make me think of you. In the hills of Carter County, in the hills of Carter County, in the hills of Carter County.
Beautiful song. Hills of Carter County is the title cut of their brand new album. If you want to make the music of Southern Legacy part of your home music collection, we encourage you to go to the WoodSongs website. If you click on the archive page, this is show number 1161. We'll tell you how you can make Hills of Carter County and the music of Southern Legacy part of your home music collection. And they've got, you know, like most bluegrass bands, the most important guy in the band is usually the best looking guy, and that would be Mike Anglin, the bass player.
Yeah, it's all about the hair.
Magic Mike Anglin.
Magic Mike Anglin. So how does one, you've performed on well over 50 bluegrass albums.
Mm-hmm, yep.
How does one survive that?
Just keep your head down. It's easier for me because I'm not quite as head above the crowd as the rest of these guys.
Well, the upright bass is, what we were getting at, for those in radio, the upright bass is taller than you are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no doubt.
now, part of your resumes, you've performed with Bill Monroe, you've performed with all kinds of guys. Tony Rice, the Del McCurry Band,
Yeah,
right? All
yeah.
this is part of your resume.
Yeah, I've been a lucky guy. I've got to play with a lot of my heroes and get to sing with some really great people over the years. You know, David Parmley and Ronnie Bowman, and now Don Rigsby and Josh Williams, and you know, just I've been a very fortunate guy who, to not be a singer, I get to play and sing with some of the greatest out there. They make me sound good.
Well, speaking of great singers, Don Rigsby is here, part of a Southern Legacy. He's got a song called Cold Ashes, and that's the song that you guys are going to play next. It is Southern Legacy on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour.
There was a time when love was blooming and the sun was steady shining down on me. All I see is storm clouds moving, trying to remember to forget your memory. Where did you go? Why did you leave me? How long will I wait for your return? A heart on fire, so deceiving. I should have learned cold ashes just don't burn. No more begging for tomorrow. I'll give myself the freedom to be free. No more shame, guilt, or sorrow. It's time I learned you're just you used to be. Where did you go? Why did you leave me? How long will I wait for your return? A heart on fire, so deceiving. I should have learned cold ashes just won't burn. did you go? Why did you leave me? How long will I wait for your return? A heart on fire, so deceiving. I should have learned cold ash, it just don't burn. I should have learned cold ash, it just don't burn.
The name of the song is Cold Ashes. It is Southern Legacy, amazing bluegrass band filled with all these legacy wonderful players. And we're at the end of our hour. And Ron Block, since we've got you here, I'm going to pull you forward. We didn't plan on this, but I want to set the stage for you, okay? You're here with your banjo. You're performing with Alison Krauss and Union Station, these huge arenas literally all over the world. You got this amazing career. You're at your home. The sun is going down. You're sitting on your front porch, and you got your banjo. What do you play when you're sitting on the swing by yourself? Give me like 2 minutes or something.
I play around like that. And then I might go.
That sounds like something that belongs on the next album, doesn't it? Ron Block playing the banjo. You've got Josh Williams, 3-time Guitar Player of the Year with the IBMA. Bass player Mike Anglin. Steve Thomas, award-winning fiddle player. And the amazing Don Rigsby on mandolin. All together, they are Southern Legacy. And Don, where do you see the band heading now? You're fully formed, and it's hard to get record deals these days, but you guys got one.
Yeah, we did. We got blessed. Of course, Steve and I guess maybe and Josh and Mike too, all have a history with Pine Castle Records, and so we were able to talk to them in real favorable terms.
It's nice that Tom Riggs started that label, and they've kept it going. And the Colonel, that's right, and so many good artists, and you guys are on it too. So once again, for the sake of the audience, if you want to make Hills of Carter County, sorry, I'm not talking too well right now. The Hills of Carter County is the name of their album. Southern Legacy is the band. Amazing musicians. Just go to the WoodSongs website, click on the archive page, and this is show number 1161. We will show you how you can make this wonderful album of traditional, hardcore, really good, solid bluegrass music part of your home music collection. We started the show off with a quote by Bill Monroe, and I think it's very appropriate. It's very timely. It's something that I think the whole world needs to remind itself of. But friendship and community, it is so powerful. It is so important. We say it on WoodSongs a lot. Love is the greatest transaction of the arts. Musicians don't necessarily start in music because of things like money and fame. They do it because they love playing. They love the instrument. They love the sound of it. They love the idea of it. That love is the power behind all of the arts. And when you go to a bluegrass festival or a folk festival, whatever it is, the best music is not necessarily on the main stages. It's in the campgrounds and it's in the parking lots. And that's where you're going to find people like Don Rigsby, and you're going to find folks like Ron Block. You're going to find folks like Steve Thomas and Josh Williams and Mike Amblin. They're going to be playing with regular folks around the campfire. Bill Monroe said it best. Bluegrass has made more friends than any other kind of music in the world. We believe that. My name is Michael Jonathan. I'm a folk singer. I am a song farmer, and we'll see you next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 1161. Michael's opening song was Shenandoah from the WoodSongs album. Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Our TV director is Maria Claire's. Technical assistants are Brian Klausing, Eric Anderson, Danfield, and Gavin Clark. The WoodSongs crew member of the week is Kimber White, and our WoodSongs partners of the week are Arnold and Zelma Hack. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, the Kentucky Department of Tourism, and VisitLex.com, welcoming visitors from all over the world to Lexington, Kentucky. Special support provided by Hybrid Spring Water, Hampton by Hilton Hotel, Earthlink.net, Explore Magazine, and Good Foods Co-op. WoodSongs and the WoodSongs are registered trademarks of Rachel Aubrey Music and distributed worldwide by the WoodSongs Radio Network and PRX, the Public Radio Exchange. For Michael, Jonathan, and the entire WoodSongs crew, this is Dorothy Edwards. We hope you'll join us again next week for the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. The online version of WoodSongs is a free gift to our fans, provided by VisitLex.com, KentuckyTourism.com, and Hampton by Hilton Hotel. Our show is produced with the support of the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation, Hybrid Spring Water, and Earthlink.net, inviting fans and families worldwide to attend our live broadcast tapings at the Scottish Rite Concert Hall in historic Lexington, Kentucky. The encore section is next. You can support our musical mission by becoming a WoodSongs partner. It's as simple as a PayPal click on our website, woodsongs.com.
Let's give Dorothy a big round of applause, and thank you, everyone. What a wonderful audience you were. Wasn't it nice having Southern Legacy on our show tonight? So they're going to get ready to do an encore. We're going to get our young WoodSongs kid who did an amazing job tonight. Good job on the fiddle there, Owen. And once again, please, let's give a big round of applause for the volunteer WoodSongs crew. They are incredible, every single one of them. Yeah. How do you like the Scottish Rite Concert Hall? Isn't that nice? We're so glad to be here. Our hometown of Lexington is so welcoming, and we do love it very much. Now, the next season of the WoodSongs Public Television and RFD series is coming up, and we're in a new hall. And so what we need to do is we need to take some audience shots. So the cameras are going to, before we get to the encore, very quickly, the cameras are going to turn around, the lights are going to come up. If you got it, comb it. So they're going to put the lights on you, and if you're in the folk music witness protection program, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to find you. All right, so this is the first thing we're going to do. Cameras are going to focus in on what they need to, and you're going to look at the WoodSongs sign in rapt attention. Ready? Is Maria ready back there? Almost.
She says they need to be brighter.
Okay, well, they're making them brighter. Okay, ready? All right, look at the sign and just rapt attention. And don't laugh. How obedient you guys are. That's amazing. All right, we got that? Okay, the next thing you're going to do is applaud. I'm going to count to 3 and just normal applause. Just normal applause. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All Good. Good. All right. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna like excited applause. You're gonna look at Ron Block, and he finally got that banjo in tune, and you're gonna go real excited. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to say WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour and then applaud real hard, okay? Ready? When I say. Next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. You guys are good. Let's do one more for safety. Next week on the WoodSongs Old Time Radio Hour. Okay, now we got one more to do. You know, the WoodSongs Kids segment of the show is the highest rated part of the WoodSongs TV broadcast. And so that segment has turned into its own TV series called WoodSongs Kids. And it's airing on KET and public television all over the country. And Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood has endorsed WoodSongs Kids, and now they're describing it as Mr. Rogers meets the Grand Ole Opry, and all kinds of really cool kids like Owen and so many others. Wyatt Ellis has been on it. And they're one of the very first WoodSongs Kids that we ever had on WoodSongs was Sierra Hull. Back in the day, she was on the same show as Ben Soley when he was only like 14 years old. So I want you to say, WoodSongs Kids, and then applaud. Ready? WoodSongs Kids! Good. One more time. Ready? WoodSongs Kids! Excellent. So, Kurt, did Maria get everything that she needed? Yay. Okay, let's turn the cameras around, get the lights down. Let's thank Jim Piston up in the booth controlling the lights, as he does. All right, so you guys are going to do a really cool song, but before we get to you, we're going to invite Owen. You're going to play one more song for us, right? What are you going to play for us?
Well, do you know Soldier's Joy? Do you know Soldier's Joy? Yeah.
Oh, another one with Ron Block. Cool.
You want to do it? Sure. You guys want to take a solo?
throwing hoops, 15 years old, and playing with Southern Legacy like it was nothing. Like they're on your union card or something. Very, very good. So a couple of quick announcements. Next week, of course, WoodSongs is going to be back here, permanently here at the Scottish Rite. We have a 5-year-long legacy residency here at the beautiful concert hall. We're so grateful to everybody at the Scottish Rite, and our hometown has just been absolutely wonderful. The Troubadour Concert Series is a sister project to WoodSongs, and coming in March, speaking of bluegrass music and a champion of old-time country music, Marty Stewart and the Fabulous Superlatives are in concert at the Kentucky Theater in March. And there's so many good things happening, but nothing surpasses having you guys on the show today. And you're going to do a really hardcore song here, Freeborn Man. Yeah. You guys ready? Freeborn Man, Southern Legacy.
Well, I was born down in the Southland. 20-some odd years ago. I ran away for the first time. When I was only 4 years old and a free-born man. Lord, my home's on my back. I know every inch of the highways and every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. Had a gal in Cincinnati, another woman in San Antonio. Well, I always loved the girl next door, but any place she's home, I'm a free-born man. Lord, my home is on my back. I know every inch of the highways and every foot of back road, every mile of railroad track. So I got me a worn-out guitar.